Let's do it. Welcome to the Porterweight Podcast. 2-time super middleweight world champion.
Youngest ever.
Yeah. David Benavidez. Does he even
What's up, guys?
Do you have a nickname?
El Bandera Roja. Said it earlier.
The red flag.
Yeah.
He's slacking.
Say it again.
Tell him,
El Bandera Roja. It's like the red flag.
Okay.
And the way that came about was just,
I don't care. I don't care. That's not no real. Yeah, no, that's not no real question. I was like, wait a minute. Does he even have? But I wasn't gonna take a stab at that anyway. But hey, how you feeling, big dog?
Feeling good, man. Thank you guys for inviting me again.
You got it, man. Happy to see you. What's going on now, man? What you waiting on?
Right now, I think I'm gonna get a fight somewhere around November. And honestly, I don't know, man. I'm just staying ready. I really want to get a crack at the at the big names like Caleb Plant, Charlo. David Morrell. So we're just kind of really waiting right now to see what's happening. And, I'm just staying in the gym while I wait for that.
And let me ask you this. For me, I never really gave much input on who I was going to fight. It was kind of like whoever was coming to me, that's what I would take. But near the end of my career, I started saying, kind of speaking up a little bit more. Are you in the position right now where you're kind of in demand? You're demanding certain fights, or are you just waiting to get back in the ring in November and whoever they give you it is what it is?
Well, I mean, yeah, right now I'm trying to demand it. Like I said, I want Caleb Plant, I want Charlo, but there's only so much I could do when these other fighters, they don't want to get in there, and fight you. So I guess I'm kind of, just really seeing what I could get. Right now, like I said, like I paid my dues. I've been WBC ranked number 2 in the WBC for a while. I just won the WBC interim title, so I feel like I'm in position to get a big fight. But once these other fighters, they don't want to fight you, you can't really do much about that. So, like I said, I'm ready. I'm ready for whoever. I'm ready to show everybody. I'm ready to show the world I'm the best super middleweight in the world. It's just, I'm just for other fighters to willing to accept that challenge to show everybody. Are
you texting anybody? Are you messaging anybody like, hey, when we gonna do this?
I mean, the only 2 people that I really want to fight, and see the Caleb Plant and Charlo, those are the main guys I want. So they both know, Caleb, I DM him here and there, but, just talking shit. But, that's, kind of getting old too.
Does he ever respond?
Yeah, because how Caleb is, the way he responds. But yeah, he responds from time to time. So yeah.
Hey, David, these guys know. Hey, you're my favorite, man. You up there. I be telling people at the house, I'm like, that's the Mexican boogeyman right there. I had you beating Canelo and everything. But down the road. Hey man, they call out everybody else, but they won't say your name. They say it on Twitter, but are they really on their side trying to make the fight happen? Or are they just talking? Charlo, Caleb Plant.
They're just talking, bro. To be honest, this fight wouldn't be really hard to make happen. They're Al Heyman, Luis Cubas is a matchmaker for everybody. So, I mean, I tell them I want to fight, but I mean, there shouldn't be nothing holding this fight up. I feel like even if Caleb Plant would have wanted to fight me for the WBC interim title, it would have been extremely easy to make happen. Or Charlo. I mean, I feel like because the WBC interim title that I just won against David Lemieux was vacant. So if we would have made that me versus Charlo and then the winner fights Canelo after, that would have been big, So I feel like there's a lot of time being wasted, on both sides. I've been calling these guys out for a long time, so I'm getting a little frustrated, and I don't want to disrespect nobody, but I don't want to keep fighting these no names, It does give me a little more experience, but like I feel like I'm ready, and I feel like if the reason why these fights aren't happening is because the guys on that side, they're not ready. They talk all this and that they'll take me to school, this and that. So then why don't you do it? Get a good paycheck, give some respect from the fans and then move on to the next. I really don't feel why. I don't understand why people, they're not making these fights happen. So it's definitely because of Caleb Plant and Charlo. They don't want to make the fights happen, and that's very apparent.
Do you think Morrell may be more realistic then if he's maybe not half-stepping as far as the fight goes?
Well, yeah, that's why we're trying to look forward. We're trying to get that fight too. But, I mean, I haven't heard anything. I've been calling them out since they said that they were going to fight me next, and they said that he was going to make me his little bitch, supposedly, this and that. I seen on the article, so I'm like, all right, bet, let's get it. I've been trying to talk to Luis Cubas about making that fight happen, and I don't really see no no movement or anything that's happening. So I mean, it's the same. It's the same from everybody. Everybody talks like they're the biggest shit out there, and then everybody's scared of them. But when it's really time to make the fight happen, they're nowhere to be found.
Hey, David, are you a psycho like Michael Jordan and all these people don't call you bitches or DM you and you just psych yourself up to kill them in the ring like this?
I mean, that's how it has to be against every opponent.
Yeah.
I feel like every opponent, you got to take them extremely serious. It's either them or you, so you got to make that decision, I feel like I'm a nice guy and everything, but inside the ring it's strictly business, and I'm really trying to knock everybody out, everybody that fight.
I don't even remember where we were at, but we were traveling through the airport together. We walked and we talked, and you were with your family and all this and that. I remember I was getting on the plane. I was like, man, he's a nice guy.
Oh, for sure.
And then there's a 7-punch combination coming at your face. You're like, maybe not. I don't know.
But I feel like me and Shawn, we like really gravitate towards each other because we're really the same person. We're really nice guys outside the ring, and I don't like problems. But if people trying to mess with me, I'm not gonna let nobody punk me. And in the ring, I feel like it's funny because the people who talk like they're killers outside the ring, inside the ring they're really not. So I really thought it was funny how that always happens. But with me, and Shawn Porter he's the same way. Nice guys outside the ring, but when we're in the ring, we're trying to take the guy's head off every round.
Do you remember, like meeting Shawn when you were still a youngster in LA at the Wild Card and he was sparring your brother?
I met him a long time ago. I remember my brother telling me about when you guys used to spar in
at the Wild Card.
No, not in. Remember where was it? The one where Joel
Justin Fortune, Justin Fortune's gym, was it?
Fortune. That might have been Timothy Bradley.
Yeah,
Bradley. I remember Shawn, and your father he's always a really nice guy. So I have really good memories about them. I've been knowing them for a long, long time.
You mentioned your brother. Are you excited for the fight this weekend?
I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited. I feel like it's not going to be an easy fight. It's going to be a tough fight, but I feel like this is where he wants to be in his career. He has a lot of experience, and I feel like with him having his 2 daughters now, his motivation is, just through the roof right now. So I feel like this is a new chapter in his career, and I'm very excited to see that fight.
When's the last time y'all sparred?
The last time we sparred was a couple months ago. It's just I get a little bit too big for him now, so I don't really, and then we get into it too much. I would be trying to knock him out, trying to knock me out, so and then we don't talk for weeks. So we
how do you think he gives Danny Garcia trouble, especially at 154?
I think he gives him trouble with his jab. He's always had a good jab. He's always had a good body shot. So people that always have good jabs, they're able to keep the distance. And but I feel like Danny Garcia, he's going to be in there trying to look for that left hook all night. So we got a good game plan set up for him. So it's going to be a good night for us.
Hey, David, down the road, maybe a year or two, hey, I got Pops getting trainer of the year. He got some killers on his team.
Ryo.
And Ryo. And then I think
Pacheco.
Yeah, you're going to lead the way once you clip the big names, because everybody keeps calling out Canelo, but you're the top dog over here on the PBC side to get to Canelo. So you got to get through me to get through Canelo, which is not possible. I'm riding with you. You're my guy. I'm riding with you.
That's what I've been saying lately too, bro. I feel like, but that's why people, they always use that against all, like, why would I fight David when I have, like, that's exactly what Caleb said. Why would I fight David when I have bigger fish to fry?
Who?
Talking about Canelo. But that's what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks they're entitled to that fight when the only one entitled to it is me.
Yep.
I'm the one that has the WBC interim title, so that means title shot next. But I really don't know what's going on now.
Hey, does Caleb make it 11 with you?
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like Caleb Plant is a good fighter. I'm taking nothing away from him. I definitely won't say it's an easy fight, but the motivation I would have for that training camp would be insane. Especially because I don't like Caleb Plant, and it's going to be a big fight that everybody's going to be watching. So I wouldn't say he makes it out the 11th. I don't know what round, but he wouldn't make it out that fight in a decision.
David,
I love it.
Jose's got such a big opportunity here, but like just to take it back, rewind a little bit. He was a phenom at 17, sparring with Manny, and his speed and his talent was really something. It looked like he could become a star. When that kind of goes wayward a little bit, and he's got a big chance, against Danny to make everything good. But was that hard on you when you saw your big brother start to go left a little bit? And did it motivate you and put it more on your shoulder? Like, Like now I really got to do this. Like I got to be, that just made it, you feel like you had to take up the slack that much more. And yeah, what was that like when that started to happen? And then,
I mean, it was never like I had to take up slack. I didn't feel like he put pressure on me either. I feel like that was his career, and some things affected him a little bit more than I thought. And I think I think about that time that he had got shot. He had been boxing his whole life, so I think he was a little burnt out at that time. But just seeing him coming back, he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for his daughters and his family. But, just having him there in my corner, he'd always been a big motivation to me. I feel like if it wasn't for my brother, I would have never boxed, because he always motivated me, just seeing him, sparring with Manny Pacquiao and being at the wild card and, sparring all these other great fighters, and then, starting his own career, being having a great professional career. That always motivated me. And, just like he was there for me, whatever happens to him, I'll be there for him, always. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm always going to be here by his side.
yeah, you mentioned like getting burnt out. Do you think some of it was a lot came to him at a really young age? He was the youngest national Golden Gloves champion at 16, and people were interviewing him when he was just a teenager. And yeah,
you could say that it came a little bit too fast. I mean, you guys see what happens when things come fast. Just using me as an example. You could go, the wrong path, really quick. But I feel like some people cope with it a little bit different than other people. And but I'm just glad that he's back in this position. He has an amazing opportunity, big opportunity right here. And I'm just excited for the future, just to be able to fight with him on the same card, just like how we did last year in November, just fighting with my brother on the same card. And this is just a dream come true. So I'm just, hopefully in the future we could get more fights on the same card together.
Do you think he's going to be hungrier than Danny? Because, Danny made some good money and made good investment. But like you said, your brother's a father now, and this is a big chance for him. Do you feel like that can make a difference in this fight? Jose is going to be more mature and hungrier in this fight.
I can't say nothing about how hungry Danny Garcia is. I don't really know him as a person like that, so I don't know what makes him hungry and what doesn't. But I could tell you that my brother really is. He's focused. He's motivated right now, and we've been working hard. So it's a big opportunity, but it's a tough fight as well. So it's going to be whoever wants it whoever wants to win the most on July 30th.
And let me ask you this. I think we'll probably let you go after this. If you could orchestrate your next 3 fights, what would your career look like? Your next 3 fights.
So I would have a fight with David Morrell, Caleb Plant, Charlo, and then Canelo. I think that's the way that happens. That would be the most perfect fights, because at this point in my life, I feel like the more experience I get before I get in the ring with Canelo would be better for me. I feel like I could beat him either way, but I feel like the experience would just give me a better idea of how to handle everything a little bit more, with those fights. And I think those fights are, they're really big fights.
Yeah.
And hopefully that it's still a possibility that it could happen like that. We're just still waiting to see who we get who we have as an opponent for November. But I feel like there's a big possibility that could be my next 4 fights. It's a really big possibility, and that's great for the fans too. And I'm very excited and motivated to give those fights.
Hey, David, when you was watching the Canelo Bivol fight, was you looking at it like that's food right there? Because all I was thinking was, man, if David had him in this moment, he gonna get like 100 shots.
Yeah, it just gave me like a different perspective too, because a lot of the other fighters that he was fighting, like Caleb Plant and Callum Smith and Billy Joe Sanders, they were different type of fighters than me. So they were they were not as powerful. And then once you get a Bivol in there with them, I'm saying, oh, this is exactly the type of fight I would have him in, because I'm a stronger guy. And I've sparred Bivol too. We had some great sparring sessions. So I definitely, seeing that fight with Bivol and Canelo, it just like opened my eyes even more. I feel like I could definitely stop Canelo.
Okay.
I like it.
You open for the Bivol fight?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That would be a great fight. Like I said, we had some amazing sparring sessions. The other fight I do wanted to get to when I move up to 75 is, we're friends, but I think me versus Zurdo Ramirez will be an excellent fight for boxing.
Yeah, we've been talking about that one.
Okay.
We've been talking about that one. We want to see that one.
You think he beats Bivol?
I don't know, bro. This is a good fight. They're both good fighters, but I think I beat both of them.
Hey, after when you
better be F2?
Maybe, you know, I still gotta dip my feet in the 175. You know,
Appreciate the honesty.
but I feel like how I feel right now. I feel like I could beat everybody. You know, it's just experience. You don't want to move too fast. You know, you got to know what you're doing. You know, before you throw yourself in the deep end. So, yeah,
everything happens right on time, my man. Listen, and he refers to you as the nightmare. He says,
no. I said
you are a nightmare.
Mexican boogeyman.
Oh, the Mexican boogeyman. He says you are a nightmare for everybody.
Ecuadorian
at
too.
168.
Bandera Roja.
Who wants it? He'll go to heavyweight if you want him to. Tell him, David.
The hell did he just say?
I don't know.
He'll go to heavyweight.
Oh, heavyweight.
Yeah. David ready for all of them.
Hold on, no, he's not ready for heavyweight. Not yet, though.
Oh, my
not yet,
bad.
though.
All right.
Hey, appreciate you for coming on the podcast, man. Have a great day. All right.
Take it easy.
guys, appreciate you.
Later, David.
All right.
Ant got out of. I don't know.
That was my guy right there. I'm waiting for
Ant
him.
was getting worked up.
I
thought I was
he
a
ready for
Benavidez.
everybody. He didn't go to heaven.
I thought he was gonna say he was gonna send somebody to heaven. I was like, oh my god, Jesus. Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was like,
I thought I liked David Benavidez.
No, I always been a fan.
Yeah, Ant was going.
Always been a fan.
I've never seen that Ant before. I've known him for years.
I'm over here
now.
like, damn, he gonna take on the Angels? What?
And to be fair, he's a pretty dope fighter. So
Absolutely,
you pick-
and great guy.